Hey YouTube, what's going on? Jason's Dragonbane here, and I've been play testing with 3.5 Fire Fist, and this is actually my 3.5 Transmodify Fire Fist. Transmodify has actually been really good in this deck, in my opinion. So I'll go through the deck list, and then I'll explain to you guys some of the combos that this deck can pull out. So first off, the One Spirit. You know you need this guy just to get the combos going for the Horse Prince combo. Double Leopard. I might bump this up to 3, but at 2 so far, this deck has seen him a lot more often than what it really should, and you can always just search this guy out whenever you really want him. Double Rooster. Rooster is the one you want to summon off of Horse Prince, and then he just cycles all the formations, as while refueling your hand. Triple Bear. Bear is Bear. No explanation needed. 2 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Dragons. I like Dragon because he helps you make your rank 4 plays, be it now that Wolfbark's down at 1. And as well that he sets the traps, which then are fodder just for all the other Fire Fists. 1 Gorilla, get rid of the back row, you can easily search him whenever you want. 2 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Ravens. This is here to make Transmodify plays a little bit more viable, as well as his protection for the back row effect can come in handy every now and then. The one-ofs, 1 Wolfbark, and then 1 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Swallow. Swallow is actually a really good monster in this deck because you can actually search him with Rooster. Not that you really have to. I hardly ever do that, but he can come in handy when you have Tensus on the field and you have multiple monsters that are like Fiendish Chain or anything like that. You can just get rid of them for Swallow. Your opponent now has a dead card on the field. And the reason I really like this card is because he says you cannot target all Beast Warriors on the field with effects. So basically the only thing they can target them with is attacks. So stuff like Effect Veiler, Fiendish Chain, and Breakthrough skills that really shut down the 3.5 axis engine of the deck, Swallow just says, no, you can't do that. The deck goes on. So I really like him, and then Transmodify helps get him out a little bit more. The Triple Tenki, no explanation needed for Tenki. Double Tensu, we need this a little bit more often than what the +1 version really needed it, but I don't like it at 3 because I find it clogs the hand a little too much. 1 Gyoko, I like Gyoko, but there's times I don't want to have like multiples of this clogging my backfield at the same time of clogging my opponent's. Double Misty, get rid of the back row before it becomes a problem. Triple Pod Duality, this deck can really do the 3-axis combos and the 4-axis combos at the same time, so Pod Duality just helps us see our key cards. Double Magic Planter. I tested this card out for a while, and I love this card, especially in Fire Fist, because if you run the trap cards, this card is almost never dead. And then Double Transmodify really helps. If your opponent stops one of your combo pieces, this can just make it go into a different combo. Triple Fire Formation Tensen. 1,000 extra attack point bonus. If they don't know it's there, they're going to walk into it. And even if they know it's there, they now have to plan to get over an extra 1,000 attack points. Double Tenken. This card is highly underrated in my opinion, because if they don't know this is here, they're going to waste resources trying to get rid of your monsters, and if they know it's here, they're going to have to either go into their battle phase and then do something, or they're going to have to go all the way to main phase 2 and then do something just to get rid of your monsters. Triple Fiendish Chain, stops attacks, stop effects, really good card this format, and then Double Mirror Force to stop the battle. So there's a grand total of 8 continuous trap cards for Magic Planter to work with. So this card is hardly ever dead. The extra deck, we have the Double Horse Prince. Horse Prince is the thing that really made 3.5 really good, along with Rooster being able to just get effects from this guy. 2 Tiger King. Tiger King is still the king of Fire Fist. Negates effects, and in this deck you can really use his special summoning effect a lot more viable because this deck sets back row like it's nothing. Double Cardinal. Cardinal makes loops within himself. You can easily disrupt your opponent's back row or their setup while recycling your own stuff. 1 Lion Emperor helps get combo pieces from the graveyard back to your hand. 1 Kagetushi. Heartland Draco. This card has actually been fairly helpful as of late. For those of you who don't know what he does, if there's a face-up spell on the field, They can't target him for an attack, and then he can detach a material just to hit your opponent directly. So there's a lot of face-up continuous spells in this deck. Cowboy, Degusto Emerald, helps recycle the deck. Abyss Dweller, Maestro, Black Ship, and then Crazy Box for skill drain matchups. So that's the deck list, guys. So some of the key combos I like, or the side deck, I almost forgot about the side deck. One Thunder King, for those decks that like that a lot. Imperial Iron Wall is Boojin Hate, Lion Prison Mare, Boojin, Light Storms, all that. Black Horn of Heaven, for those decks that inherent summon a lot. Closed Forest helps against Dark Worlds and Harpies. DNA Surgery, Prophecies, all kinds of stuff you can side that in on. Mind Crush, there's a lot of stuff that still adds. And then double Full House. I really liked Full House so far because there's not a time where I really don't have 2 face-up cards, and then my opponent sets 3 back rows, and it's like, okay, blow up your entire back row, and I'm free to go off. So I really like it, and then if I have to blow up one of my own backfield, it doesn't hurt that bad. So some of the combos that you can do is, if you start with the usual combo that everyone knows on this, but let's say you go Leopard, Send to get the Tensu, and then you go, okay, Summon Spirit, and they affect Valor him. Well, if you have Transmodify, you can now go, okay, Transmodify him into the grave, Summon Bear, or Dragon, Gorilla, or even possibly Wolfbark. So it just extends the combos. It sort of protects the deck from the hand traps. And then another thing you can do is off of Horse Prince. If you've already used Rooster's grabbing effect and you don't want to summon Leopard out of the deck because you just don't need the formations, you can just summon Raven. And then it's like, if you have Transmodify, you can Transmodify him to get one of the Fire Formation spells from your deck, or you can just leave him there to protect your back row. I actually had a duel that I'll upload later where a Lightstorm player, I had a full board set up with Raven on board. He went JD, had only enough to pay for 1 JD pop, went for it. Raven actually protected the whole back row, and the backfield protected Horse Prince, and then he was essentially done right there. Swallow's a lot easier to get out in this version along with Transmodify because, again, if they Fiendish Chain one of the level 4 monsters, it's like, okay, now Transmodify him. They've wasted resources, and you get stuff out of your deck for free, basically. So that's some of the combos that the deck can pull, guys. Tell me what you're thinking about the deck. I'm really enjoying playing this deck. I'm finding it very fun to play. So as always, like, comment, and subscribe.